I remember day one. I have a vivid memory of this. Searching up on the computer at BuildSep, is a slab the same as a foundation? Like I was asking, like, what is a board pier?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know any of these. I didn't know anything. When I say I knew nothing. So to now have these discussions with not only trades, but having it with engineers and giving them sort of suggestions of what if you do this, how about we do it like this? It's like that's something that I wouldn't have even thought was.
Yeah,
well, I was scared of those people.
It's funny how you say that. Like I've thought that myself as well. It's like I see things now, and people will come to me for advice. How should I do that?
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a structural engineer. Yet I'm the one telling them how to do everything. I understand the principles. I'm like, why don't you do this? Well, why don't you do that? Why don't you change this?
Yeah,
you know, and you end up workshopping things and thinking about it logically, and as a result, you end up running the show, which is what a builder is effectively doing. They're managing the building process. They're not physically putting nails into timber. Yeah.
So, yeah, look, it's stuff like that. It's been good, and it's been interesting to just constantly every year. And that's what I kind of do. I kind of measure my years by so at the end of December or around December time, I'll always look back and say, okay, where was I this time last year? Like, have I improved? Have I made more money? Have I increased my skills? You know, can I do more than I was doing a year ago? And if the answer is yes, I kind of know I had a good year, right? If the answer is no, or if the answer is I haven't really changed, like I'm doing the same stuff I was doing a year ago, just a year later, it's like, well, what have I done this year? Like, what do I have to change next year? And I think that's the biggest thing for me, and that's what's helped me since COVID. Because I think COVID, when we had COVID, you fall into this kind of comfortable state of, oh, well, I'm just kind of sitting here now until this is all over. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking, I don't know, maybe I wasn't old enough, or maybe I was just lazy, or maybe time went past too quick, and before you think, should I have done something in that period that I didn't think about doing? Like, you know, if they say that the richest people make the most money when the world is in the shit, you know, like GFCs and all that stuff. So yeah, that's probably if I'm looking back and regrets, it's probably like, okay, could I have done more in those years?
What would you have done that you'd do?
I don't know.
That's
the thing. I don't know. Well, could I don't know.
Well,
could I have studied more and done, I don't know, maybe found that how use that opportunity where everything was really slow to, I don't know, look at maybe I have my builder's license by now, who knows. But I think the second year of COVID was different, because from when we had Calvin and he left in March 2021.
How do you remember that shit, man? Seriously.
I remember everything.
Shout out to Calvin.
KB. I was
big dog.
I was on site basically from March till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because then we went from March, did Bruce Street and Elmer Street, and then moved on to Merindale, and then was there till mid.
This is where
so it was kind of really one. Yeah.
This is where I think you actually got your most significant growth at the company, was when I've thrown you more often than not. I've tried to throw you in the deep end on certain things, and let you either figure it out, like a sink or swim scenario. And that was a perfect example. We had one of our supervisors at the time had resigned, which was fine. I said, cool, I'm not going to put on another supervisor, especially during COVID now. I'm going to throw Simon there. And you went on the projects, and it took you a couple months to get your head around it. I think you were a bit apprehensive about going on site as well, because you hadn't done that before. You were more office-based, and you're like, fuck, well, I don't know this, I don't know that.
Yeah.
And, you know, before long, you ended up picking it up pretty quickly, and then getting a really good understanding of the project, and then able to take it with, you know, grab the bull with both horns, by both horns, and actually control the site, and got it finished and got it done, which was really great. So I mean, that was kind of before we got into that, I was going to lead into, what do you think was your most challenging time here? But I mean, you kind of insinuated that too with the COVID period. But do you look at it back and go, fuck, that was hard?
Not Bruce Street, not that period. I reckon the most. I've probably had. I've probably had periods.
Hey, talk English, because that just sounded like he asked you a question. You answered a different question. What's Bruce Street?
Sorry, not that.
I'm like, what? He asked me about COVID. This guy's like, nah, Bruce Street.
Not the Bruce Street project during COVID.
Okay, there we go.
I would say
there's a
the
bit of
most
context.
challenging moment.
I was confused too. Everyone
Yeah,
listening.
I don't know. I'd probably say the most challenging moment was probably the end of 21, mid 22 from a work perspective, purely because I didn't really know. I wouldn't say I was at a crossroads, but I was at a bit of a crossroads of kind of not knowing what I was doing and whether this was for me and whether I enjoyed this, and kind of that was where I was probably the most challenging part, kind of not knowing what was next for me. But I feel like, and it was probably from that moment that I started measuring my years, like I was saying before. So I think you're good at identifying with me. You don't say much, but I don't know if you do it on purpose or whether you...
Everything I do is on purpose.
I don't know whether you do it on purpose or whether you just you just know me too well to know. He's right.
He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
He doesn't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. So.
We'll get to that later.
Is that a tennis player?
But there will probably, I don't know, you were saying earlier this or late last year, you know, I'm surprised you didn't quit at the end of 2024. But
no, I wasn't surprised. It wasn't that I was surprised.
You were expecting me.
I was. I wouldn't. It was.
You wouldn't have
it
been
was
surprised if I didn't. If I did.
Yeah, like it was I saw it as a possibility, which we will get into that too. But yeah.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So for me, it was like, it was just. I feel like you know when I'm not feeling right or how I'm feeling, and you kind of you know whether I'm just over exaggerating or whether I'm actually genuinely.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've learned that just seeing how you operate and what you do. Like, for example, I remember when you did go onto site on one of the projects, I saw that you started to pick up a habit of being, and you still are like this now to a degree, but you're a hothead at times. And you're a lot of the time your first reaction will be to things of, say someone does something wrong, you'll go like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you an idiot? Maybe not as direct, but you'll be like, I don't give a shit. Get here, get it done. Stop making excuses. Now, there are times when you need to be like that. I've got no doubt whatsoever.
Yeah.
But then there's also times when you'll get people offside speaking like that too, and you won't always get the best result. And then I'll speak to them and I say, oi, you're doing this, this, and this. And then they go, yeah, okay. Now, there is a little bit of talking to the head of the horse when it comes to stuff like that too, which annoys me in itself. As in, if you tell someone to do something, they don't do it, and then I tell them to do something and they do, I'm like, well, what the fuck was the difference between the words that came out of my face and his face? You know, like, get the thing done. Stop being a dickhead.
No, I think more recently, I don't really see a difference whether it comes from my mouth or your mouth. I think early days
that's
it
what
did.
we're
Like,
trying. That's the whole intention.
Yeah,
you know? That's
those
the whole
early
intention
days it did.
of doing
Whether,
that.
like,
of course, because you were younger, so people
yeah.
were definitely pushing back because they want to do things on their terms, not ours.
Yeah, and there was probably an aspect of who's this young kid trying to tell me how to suck eggs.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get that for sure.
Yeah, but that I think has changed recently, or more in the last couple of years. But also, yeah, you're right. I have to control my emotions at times.
Look, my old man's very similar to that too, where he'll talk to someone in such a way, but it's not because you're just trying to be an asshole or you're a hard ass or anything like that. It's about getting the best result for that situation right there and then. And look, some people, they need that firmness. It's not even that, it's conviction. It's like when someone says to you, oh, I can't get there for 3 weeks. Like, hang on, mate. No, we've given you all the details. We've given you everything. You're letting us down now just because you're not organized. No, you've got to make this happen. And then it's that implied pressure that then ends up getting them to where they need to be.
So can you get the same result without doing that though?
Yeah, I think you could, but I think there's a time to be firm as well, because you can be a pushover in this industry as well. And I've seen that too. I've seen supervisors that are just far too nice. As in, oh, please, can you get there? Like, nah, man, I can't get there. Oh, okay, when can you get there? It's like you've got to at least ask the question. You've got to push the narrative and go, I want you here on site here. And it's like, yep, I'll be there. We've confirmed it. And then the day comes and like, oh, I can't get there till Friday. I said, no, I've booked trades following you. I've booked inspections following you. I've booked everything following you. We've gotten ready for you. I pushed other trades to be done and finished so you can then start. And now you're coming to the party saying you're going to be 2 weeks late or a week late or whatever it is. Too bad. Like, make it work. Whereas a lot of people might go, oh, okay, I guess I can just sit here for a week and do nothing whilst you come in. So I think there still has to be that level of authority where you need to tell people how it is.
It is easy to fall into a habit of, no one really cares how quickly I am on this, how long I'm taking on this job.
Yeah.
So the Brighton apartment job that we did, that I managed the second part of last year, after Mike came into the office, that was the first time I was really put on deadlines, and that was because Simon.
It was very commercial. It was a very commercial project as far as
it was
how it was run.
Yeah, but
so you had a client that was very commercial focused. When I say commercial focused, like program dates, this.
Yeah.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.